Hey, my loves. Woo! I love who I am. I love what I do, and I'm here to share it with you. So, today I have living water all around me. It kind of feels like the image that I see is like a mermaid or this beautiful being just like floating in existence so powerfully and so in the knowing of it, of all it is, and its presence and basking in it. And so this piece was very, very perfect for me. She is still available if any of you are interested. But what I thought I would do is offer a little bit of my practice, really, of my practice of what I do. And I have decided for this month to do, because it's my birthday month. November 13th is my birthday. And I had told Kelly yesterday, I'm going to do one thing every day that brings me joy and that makes me happy. And while there are so many things, I love taking care of my body. I love my morning meditations. I love my morning like practice of intention. I love my morning prayer. I love when I read in the morning. I love working in my garden. I love working out. I love, today I went and had a beautiful, beautiful walk and met a beautiful soul that our paths were so similar. And we had, honestly, the walk was so quick because we were just doing the whole time. But the truth of what that is I love what I do. And what the work that I do has been a dream and a passion of mine. And it's the driving force. Love is the driving force behind my work. And so I thought, what better way to celebrate me in my birthday month than to share my truth and my gifts with you. And so I can't promise that I'll be doing one every day because I just go where the wind takes me and I allow the inspiration to flow. And some days it might be sitting in silence. Some days it might be going and treating myself to a massage or writing, and that this can look different for everybody, but really the inspiration behind it is figuring out what inspires us, what lights us on fire, what brings joy, what sparks creativity in our life, and quite honestly making time for it. Because if you tell yourself you don't have time, my dear, you're going to continue to live in that space. But we did an art show a couple of weeks ago, and I was honored to have a couple of pieces in. I have posted those, so if you are interested in seeing those pieces, there is, I know, a couple of videos, one Majestic Majesty that I had posted, and I think the image, the thumbnail image is of us like putting the piece on the wall. And so that was one of the pieces in there. Another one was the waterfall of light that I was asked to walk through, but the message of the art show was transcending time. And so I'm going to show us a little way that we can do that. And so I want you to think about kind of the constructs of time as we perceive it. Is we think we don't have time. We think all of these thoughts. Okay. So we're going to have that there and just sit it to the side for a minute. And then in the heart, we hear these guidances, we hear these little nudges of go help that person, or go take a bath, or go write a letter to yourself, or go work out, or eat this. We have those little intuitive nudges, but most of the time we say, okay, I'll wait, I'll do it another day. And so we push time to the side, and the offerance there is making time. Okay, when you make something, if you make a meal for your family and you homemade, then you are creating that space. And if we just look at time as doing that, you make time, then what if in that moment of presence, the presence of peace, the presence of love, the presence of offering whatever it is that your soul is offering you to do, you make time for it. What if I know you've been in a situation where somewhere in your life, and we all probably have, where it seems like time stands still. Most of the time, it's a beautiful space of pure love. you're watching your loved ones, you're watching your kids, you're on a trip of a lifetime where you're completely kind of like, you're outside of yourself, meaning the mind brain box, and you're so into the present moment that nothing else matters. You're just present. So we know what that feels like. But if we can honestly think about putting that feeling into practice, and that feeling is making time for what counts, making time. And so if we make time, what if, just go with me for a moment, time ceases to exist? We remove the construct of time. And I can speak from this honestly. I was preparing for a Convergence Wellness Retreat, and oh, this is a good one. I had, I'm just going to show it to you. I had to write out the entire month, and now I've actually gone in and re-put some stuff. But it was the first time that I actually like really sat and organized my thoughts, because I knew that if I allowed the thoughts to get the best of me, I would just cyclone in those thoughts of so much to do without ever getting anything done. And while I've been in that space in the last, well, all of my life, but really being aware of it and what I'm doing with my time, the practice has become more prevalent. And so writing it all down, seeing it all, and this is another invitation, whatever you're preparing for, it can be something for work, it can be something for your kids, it can be for now, we're preparing for the holidays. Just write it down. That way it's not here anymore. Once it's not here anymore, you can get into your heart, you listen to inspiration. So once I got it all down, I just went with the flow. I just listened to what it is my soul was guiding me to do, and everything worked out so beautifully. And this was another thing. I had ordered new merchandise to get my new stuff printed for the retreat, and I had even ordered the prints, rush shipping, rush delivery, and it didn't happen. So of course, since I can't control that, so once again, you have to be mindful of what you can and can't control. The emotion and how we react is the only thing we can control. We can't control any external environment. So then I'm like, okay, so if I can't worry about that, there's nothing I can do with that. What can I do right now? What can I do right now to check one of these things off the box? And honestly, I got so much done with so much time to spare, with no stress, with no worry, that it blew my mind. So making time for what counts. And if you can sit with me for a moment, and let's just say, because with honoring the people right now that have been going through the hurricane and that are going through the storms, we're all going through some storms, but we're seeing it played out on the big screen in mass devastation. So let's just think for a moment, okay? Let's go there. Our house burned to the ground when I was younger. And so thankfully I have this as a means to talk about from personal experience. So you lose everything, but you're alive and you're well. Okay. If that's the only thing that matters, and then how we treat others, how we show up for others, and you take everything else off the drawing board, then what are we doing to make time count, to make life worthwhile, make life worth living? What would you do differently if everything worked out perfectly? If everything that you think about success, you think about more money, you worry about not having enough time. And let's just take all of those out of the space. You write those down, and then you write, what if it's already done? What if it all works out? What if everything that I've ever done up until this moment was preparation for me to bask in the rewards, to bask in the success, to bask in the radiance, to bask in life? How would your life look differently? What would you do differently? How would you live differently? Would you take the vacation? Would you have written the letter? Would you personally, something that we really didn't do very much was because we were just not taught to really honor death. So you don't really talk about it until it's too late. But writing down the recipes from your loved ones, writing down those family nostalgic recipes. And I'm thankful now that we have the cookbook that most of my granny's recipes came from, but we didn't really talk about that. And I am grateful that she helped us cook. And I would ask Granny, how do you know how much? She was like, you just know. You just know how much. I'm like, okay, but can we teach me first? And this was where my sweet brain would limit myself. Like, I need the numbers. I need the numbers. Instead of going with my gut feeling and my intuition, I wanted to see the numbers. And so once again, I was measuring my success this last week and I was speaking up about it. And I'm like, wow, we measure success based on how many people we have backing us, how many people we have believing in us. That was a big one for me. How much money we have. And I'm like, no, I don't. That limited me. And that honestly kept me in a state of chaos for so long. Because if I look at my success factor, because I love what I do and I love what I'm here for, in the amount of people that I impact in love, then I've been living success my entire life. I've been living in that space because I care about people. I care about asking questions because I care about who you are. I care about who we are and how we come together. And honestly, that process has grown and evolved for me because now I truly can work with emotion. I can work with the energy and motion that we're working with to allow us to remove the energy and then to get to the core of the problem, the mountain that you exist, turning the mountain into a molehill. So we just remove the mountain and we find the treasure and the diamond that's you. And then we see ourselves again with love and with compassion and with grace and with ease and with elegance and delicate love, nurturing the scar. And so that is my offering today. Yeah, I hope this like sparked some joy. And if you're saying none of this makes sense and I don't know what she's talking about and I don't know how to do that, I would invite you to write all that down. Write it all down. And then I don't know what she's talking about. Let's flip the switch. I completely am open to understanding what she's talking about. I don't have time for that. Let's flip the switch. I am open to making time for what matters to me. Okay? So we're just flipping the switch. We're taking a thought form that you hold and we're turning the light on to possibilities. We're opening the box, the perspective of what we're in to a perspective of what could be. And once you open that box and you start asking the right questions, miracles do happen. I promise. I'm a living, walking, breathing testament to life because I am alive and I'm thriving and I am successful in what I do because the success is measured by the joy that I see people and the feeling that we get when I work one-on-one or in a group. That is how my success is measured. There's no other way for me personally. And for that, I'm honored, and it is truly a privilege to be doing the work that I'm doing because I will bring it full circle. I love who I am. I love what I offer. I love my gifts, and I am so honored. I'm honored to be here and to be present in this massive transformation for humanity and here to help us remember love, help us to remember the true teachings of emotion and energy and motion and how to delicately work with those, And funny story, I was the beauty I was walking with today. She was a personal trainer, massage therapist. We had so many similarities, and she was sharing that she had a knee injury. And I said, I had the same one. I tore my ACL and tore my meniscus when I was a senior in high school, junior year moving into senior year. And I wanted to come back fully capable of doing everything that I could before and better. And so that was my focus. That was my goal. And I told even my physical therapist, do what you have to do to get me back on the court. And while there was some fear still behind me being back on the court, I was back on the court. And I cried in physical therapy because that physical pain was intense. And we could go further of that in all the lessons of life. However, this was on the conversation topic for today. And I said, it's funny as I think about me personally being born in November, a Scorpio, which also my rising is Aquarius and my moon is Libra. So there's so many like kind of polarizing aspects of who I am. But the way I get things done is, and this is what kind of came to me this yesterday and today, is so we have a mountain, and I've recorded a video on this as well, but we have a mountain that is within us of an obstacle that we see as immovable. And yes, you can climb the mountain and it can take you as long as it takes you. You can do that. Or we can basically dismantle the mountain. We can remove the fear, the discomfort, the worry, the unpleasant, the self-doubt, the self-limiting beliefs. We can remove all of that with this like powerful moment of clarification. And that power is in the feeling of feeling alive again and feeling whatever it is that you have buried deep within. So then we can release it. And once you've released it, you've moved the mountain. You've moved the mountain. Where two or more gather, we move mountains. And then what is left? All that's left is the diamond radiance that's you, the lock, the key, the treasure chest, the gold, the nugget, whatever you want to call it. It's you. It always has been. And ultimately it's us. And that's how we create, that's how we come together, that's how we work together, and that's how we build on and with each other moving forward. So I hope this message finds you. I love you so very much. It's an honor and a privilege and a blessing. I think I said it. I'm Jennifer Renee. This is Within by Jen. It's within you. It always has been. And I would invite you to write some of these things down. So happy birthday month for all my Scorpios. I love you. We're celebrating because we are not afraid of the darkness. We're not afraid of the depths. And because of that, we can talk more about the things that are unfamiliar, uncertain, more scary. We can talk about those things because we're not afraid to go there. I love you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah.